Hi friends, welcome to Ita5. ISIS is something we don't hear much about nowadays as the world has gone upside down due to coronavirus and Mr. Trump has taken a larger share of the world headlines for whatever it is worth. Rewind back 2014. It was a different world back then. ISIS emerged as the world's most powerful terrorist organization and started claiming various territories in its proximity, especially in Iraq and Syria. They were running as a well-oiled machine, recruiting men and women for various illicit purposes, and also released worldwide caliphate, declaring that one day they would rule the world. This also had a bone-chilling blacked out map that covered our own country, India. It seemed like the then American governments were tired of dealing with one terrorist organization after another when ISIS emerged out of the blue and were reluctant to go for a full-fledged war due to Obama's policies. Now that is all my own version of quick history. But today's focus is the 46 Indian nurses, almost all of them from Kerala, who were held captive by ISIS in Tikrit, Iraq, and their painful and horrific experiences during the 23 days. The Malayalam movie Take Off captures this ordeal in such a gripping manner that each and every character of the movie seemed so real. The debutant director, Mahesh Narayan, was able to bring together the ensemble cast of Parvati, Kunjaka Boban, Fahad Fasil, and Asif Ali to make this masterpiece. So the story revolves around Samira, the character inspired by the nurse named Marina Jose. She is 31-year-old divorcee and a strong-willed nurse who works to pay her loans and put food on the table for her family. She soon lets her colleague Shahid into her life and the duo travel to Iraq to make some quick bucks. What awaits them in the strife-torn country is a life in peril. Soon, IS militants take over the city and the duo have to fight for their lives to make it out alive from the war zone. Aiding them from the sideline is the shrewd Indian ambassador Manoj, played by Fahad Fasil. As the Indian and Iraqi governments seem helpless in this dire situation, the adversities the Parvati and group of nurses face under IS captivity and how they endure them forms the rest of the plot. Now, the film's strength, apart from the stellar performance of the cast, is the script. Never once does it slack. Despite the first half being a little dramatic, the director also ensures that in between the taut screenplay, the movie addresses the plight of nurses who travel abroad seeking employment to pay off loans, to take care of their families, and for better prospects, even if it means putting their lives on the line. Now, switching gears to Bollywood, Yash Raj Films had announced a Hindi remake of Take Off, and they shelved that project as there was a much more lucrative business proposal for them by Ali Abbas Zafar and Salman for the second part of Ek Tha Tiger, named Tiger Zinda Hai, which would be based on the same premise. Yes, the abduction of the Indian nurses in Iraq by ISIS in 2014. Okay friends, I get it. When you want to watch a Bhai movie, you have to keep your brains parked at home. If this is a totally fictional, action-packed franchise like Fast and Furious, I can watch that to get entertained even though everything is over the top. Now, the problem with the Salman Khan starrer is that even though it is inspired from real story, where there were unsung heroes who burnt their midnight oil to save nurses from the terrorists, the movie wanted to give zero credit to everyone who was actually involved in the rescue operation, including the brave nurses who went through the ordeal for 23 damn days. Salman Khan, who plays Tiger, is invincible. In the intro plot, he tackles a pack of wolves with his son in Alps as if savoring some evening snacks. The Pakistani ISI agent, Zoya, played by Katrina in the previous part, is his wife now, and they have a son. When Tiger is asked to take over the rescue operation, they extend cinematic liberty to such an extent that a fair proportion of nurses were portrayed as Pakistani nurses, when in reality most of them were nurses from India, specifically from Kerala. I was a little relieved to see that they did not introduce any forced South Indian nurse character like they typically do, where it will be hard to figure out which part of South they actually belong. Now, continuing with the storyline, it became more obvious why Pakistani nurses are in the plot, as Katrina, who is referred as Bhabhi Jan, has to come for the rescue with few other ISI agents. Now, Bhabhi Jan doesn't waste any time. She straight away plunges into the mansion where captive sex slaves from various parts of the world are kept. Within few minutes, she puts up a Devasena kind of act in that mansion, kills a second-in-charge terrorist head. It is quite astonishing to see when they make a movie with Salman, he doesn't need to act and can afford to stay stone-faced. Things get done automatically due to his charm, and he will have so many sidekicks who can do whatever he asks them to do. For instance, the ISIS head looks at him at one point and says his eyes are beautiful. So when Tiger orders something, even the ISI agents from Pakistan are obliged to listen without challenging. At the best, he's a sleepyhead who walks around cracking nonsensical jokes even when Bhabhi Jan is in trouble. Now, Paresh Bahuja, who plays an expert sniper, is shown to be secretly carrying an Indian flag, and likewise an ISI agent is carrying a Pakistani flag. Guys, this is not a moon mission or a Mars mission to carry your flag and fantasize about hoisting it. It is a rescue mission where the lives of nurses are at stake, and because they are secret agents, they are obliged to keep their identity secret too. So the makers who felt forced to put Pakistani sentiments due to the presence of Babijan didn't leave any stones unturned to show Hindustani as superior to Pakistani, as Bhaijan is shown to be pulling all the strings while his counterparts from Pakistan just listen to him. Now, because it is a Salman movie, all terrorists are shown to be sitting ducks. He is invincible, has enough time to remove his shirt and flaunt his pumped up muscles, walk in slow motion, and single handedly exterminate all the terrorists, taking lavish time to load and pose the machine gun. Friends, I wouldn't say that it is a horribly made movie. There is enough effort spent by people on screen and off screen. My problem is how they deviated from the original event and indirectly discredited everyone involved in the actual rescue mission. In reality, Marina Jose was in direct touch with Chief Minister of Kerala then, Mr. Oomen Chandy, and the Indian ambassador to Iraq. Sushma Swaraj pulled some strings back then, and there were Gulf-based businessmen hailing from Kerala who went out of their way to influence the Saudi kingdom to intervene and get the nurses rescued. The conversations and transactions between Saudi and Indian counterparts were either scrapped or archived, marking them as classified. The makers of Malayalam movie Takeoff did their due diligence to talk to the right people, research on the topic thoroughly, and pull it off with a budget of around 5 crores, which easily rivaled the production design of the Bollywood movie Airlift, made on similar theme with a budget of 6 times that of Takeoff. Now, talking about Tiger Zinda, it was made with a budget of whopping 210 crores, where a major portion of money must have gone to remunerate the lead actors and possibly erecting huge mansions to destroy them eventually. Our beloved critics like Taran Adarsh gave this movie 4.5 stars. And likewise, most leading media houses gave at least 3.5 and above. And this movie turned out to be a blockbuster, minting more than 500 crores. Friends, as I end this video, it is hard to look at Tiger Zinda Hai as another commercial entertainer. This is a movie through which Bollywood botched up an opportunity to showcase the reality of few Indian nurses who suffered through a terrible ordeal in 2014 by ISIS, while Salman and Katrina fictionally took away all the credit for this rescue and made enough money for their producers. A common man in India's heartland, whose only outlet to cinema is over-the-top Indian cinema, got deprived of the real story and the real heroes they should be celebrating. Unfortunately, this will continue as long as people don't venture out and hunt for quality content and critical thinking. Thank you very much, folks.